are doing well and staying safe. This is our first class in the remote teaching method. So I request all the ladies and gents of class 12 to take your textbook.
And today we will do flamingo.
Today we are going to do chapter 2 of Flamingo, The Lost Spring by Jung.
Stories of stolen childhood.
As you can see, in this chapter there are 2 sections. So today we will deal with the first section titled Sometimes I Find a Rupee in the Garbage. Before we start, let's get familiar with the writer Jung. She is an Indian author and journalist, born in 1944, and she now lives in Delhi. She has written many books about the people of rural India, especially women and children.
In this lesson, she writes about the rag pickers of Simapuri, a place near Delhi. And the people there are squatters as they came to India as refugees.
Talking about Jung's writing style, there is one important point for you. She is noted for her lively and vivid descriptions. So when you are reading the lesson, you must look out for many metaphors and similes, or comparison and contrast, and other such literary devices. This book, The Lost Spring, was written in 2005, and here she is describing the lives of children from deprived backgrounds. She is writing from her own experience and what she learned by talking to the children about their everyday lives. Now let's discuss the theme of this lesson. As I told you, this book is about children of deprived backgrounds, and as the subtitle also suggests, stories of stolen childhood, which means that these children are missing something. And deprived children are different from others because they don't have most of the things which others have.
I hope you remember, we have already discussed this in the class while doing another chapter. And we found that poverty will never end in this world due to certain political and social factors. So you see, the theme of this lesson is the unchanging face of poverty in India.
To understand this lesson better, you must refresh your knowledge of history. You must have heard of the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971. And do you know that many people from Bangladesh came to India as refugees at that time?
In this chapter, we are reading about these refugees who are now living in Simapuri near Delhi. Around 8 to 10 million refugees came to India from Bangladesh. So in order to understand the historical background of the people of Simapuri, I'm giving you an assignment. Find out the reason of the Bangladesh war.
Now let's start the lesson. Sometimes I find a rupee in the garbage. Why do you do this? I ask Sahib, whom I encounter every morning scrounging for gold in the garbage dumps of my neighborhood. As you know, in this chapter, Anis Jung is describing the boy she meets in Simapuri, and his name is Sahib, and she sees him searching in the rags, in the garbage dumps, and she says that he's searching for gold. So what do you think she means by gold? So what do you think the writer means when she says that the rag pickers are searching for gold in the garbage? Like I told you, Anis Jung uses a lot of metaphors in her writing. So here, the word gold actually refers to something valuable or expensive which the rag pickers can sell and make money. In another paragraph in this lesson, she is describing that garbage to them is gold. And the device used here is hyperbole. And what is hyperbole? I hope you remember. Hyperbole is a figure of speech. Hyperbole is a way of speaking or writing that makes something sound better or more exciting than it really is. Another technique she uses is contrast. In many places in the story, she uses contrast to highlight the sad condition of the rag pickers. For example, when she is describing the meaning of the boy's name, Sahib-e-Alam, which means the Lord of the Universe, she is using contrast to show us that his condition is the opposite of what his name means.
The writer sees that the children are not wearing chappals and some are wearing shoes that don't match. She talks to them, and one of them tells her that it is a tradition to stay barefoot. Actually, it is a tradition of unchanging poverty. When she says that Simapuri is on the periphery of Delhi, yet miles away from it, what she means is that Simapuri is not at all developed and the conditions are very poor, even though it is near to Delhi. Again, the writer finds a stark contrast between the green fields of Bangladesh and the garbage dumps in Simapuri. And when she asks, the women of Simapuri tell her that they'd rather live here than in the fields that gave them no grain. It is interesting to note that Anis Jung finds a contrast in many things. She says that for the elders, rag picking is a means of survival, but for the children, it has a different meaning. Whenever the children find a 10 rupee note or a silver coin in the garbage, for them it is wrapped in wonder, so they don't stop scrounging for more. That is why when Sahib gets a job in a tea stall, he's not happy to work there. There are thousands of rag pickers in Simapuri, and they've been living there for many years without an identity and without permits, because they believe that food is more important than anything else. So I hope you have understood the character of children like Sahib and the people of Simapuri. What we have done is a brief analysis of this lesson and the characters.
After reading the first section, have you understood the significance of the title the lost spring? For this, you need to have a clear idea of the four seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. In the Western concept, spring is the season when the flowers are blooming and the weather is fine and everything is beautiful. So, spring actually represents childhood. So, the title, The Lost Spring, refers to the lost joys of childhood. I hope you agree. Now that we have finished the first section, let's wind up for today, and I'll see you in the next class.